Good morning, good morning. I'm in my nest in front of the TV. A couple of days ago, I was making tea. In my teapot, it was rooibos tea. And as I was throwing my tea into my beautiful cup, I looked at the leaves and I thought, oh, I can use that in my artwork. Remember, I'm busy with leaves. So immediately after that thought came, oh, I can use this in my artwork. The next thought came, you've lost your mind. Actually, I'm just going to put this down. I just started to burst out laughing because yes, really, can you imagine making tea and the next minute you think, oh, I'm going to use this in my artwork. So I immediately ran to my sketchbook and immediately I knew what I am going to do. Oh, but look at this. Once again, I thought, you know what, I am going to show you this nicely there at the table near the stove and everything. And as I was carrying my stuff there, I thought, no, then I need to take all of these there. And that is just not on for me. So I decided, you know what, let me just do it here where I was playing, you know. So, but look at this, my vitamin pills. Husband every morning makes sure that I drink my vitamins, B12, and I don't actually know what the others is, but he says it's good for me, so I trust him and I just drink. So there they are. My tea is too hot, so I'm not going to drink them now. But let's get back to the leaves. I mean, you are losing your mind came up, and I realized something. That's a fantastic place to be, losing your mind. If you want to become free in your life and your art journey, you got to lose your mind. You know, your mind is always running all over the place, always telling you, do this, do that, don't do that. Oh, don't do that. Just don't do that, you know. Just make sure you do this like this and that. And at the end, you get so overwhelmed by everything that comes from the mind that you don't do it. Remember the thing that when I thought let me just work some leaves onto stuff, my mind told me, why? You know, you're wasting your time. Why are you doing it? You know? And the previous message I got there was, we got to lose our minds. We got to get to the point where our minds become still so that we could hear and follow the abundant life in us. That is just, because where do we find life? Where do we find the abundant life? In us. All our needs are met in us. If I need wisdom, the life is in me. If I need peace, the life is in me. Blah, blah, blah. Let's get back to this. So I immediately thought, I'm going to use the leaves in my artwork because after I haven't shown you that yet. After I created this one, I was just sitting here and I started to sew the rest of my things together. Look at that. This is just beautiful. This is just all my hand painted with DIY things, kitchen things, that I dyed those cottons and linens, and I made a cover for my sketchbook, and I love it. I actually realized something. I need to play again. I need to become like a child again, because when I was a child on the farm, I never did these things. I played outside with all my animals, my horses, my ponies, my chickens. You know, that is where you found me. And oh yes, I was always teaching the little kids on the farm. I was always playing with them, the workers' kids. They were my best friends, and I was always the teacher, so I was always teaching. And I realized I've never done these things, just randomly do things, because it makes me come alive, you know? So that is what I'm doing. I'm learning that. I'm learning to still my mind. Don't listen to it. Because yes, I am losing my mind, and that is an amazing place to be. So after I did this, I had lots of little things left. And I just put them randomly in my sketchbook, and I kept doing other stuff. And when I came back, I saw that and I thought, it's a dress. I am sure that is a dress. So I took my glue, I just glued that onto the page, and I had that. And that was when I made the tea. When I realized tea's gonna make beautiful hair. So I once again just put some glue down and dip some tea leaves on, and there I had the woman. But I wasn't done yet, so there was still more little pieces of cloth that I just glued there, and then add for the little bit of darkness at the bottom, more tea leaves. So what can be easier than this? So I'm just quickly. You see now, quickly, I'm now here. Now I've forgot my brush is still there, but I've got this one. So I've got my tea. Use what you have to create what you love. So I've got my tea, but what I actually thought was, I'm gonna make a dress. Let's make another girl. And I'm gonna make a dress by just tearing a dress out. Just loosely. There's the little shoulders, there's the body, there goes my dress, the little body's coming in there, there's my dress. Voila! I mean, really? So now I am just gonna glue this onto my page. I actually like this side more, so I'm just gonna put, whoops, this is material glue actually that husband bought for one of his projects, but it works so nicely with the little spout there in front that I use that and not my own paper glue. So I am just putting my dress there. There the dress is. Don't think, you've lost your mind in any case, so why worry? So don't think. So there's my little dress. Now I'm just gonna make a face. I'm gonna use what I have. I'm gonna use my tea. So it's always what I've realized is it's much easier. First do the dress or the body with these, I always call them carrot people. So always do the dress first and then you put on the head. Otherwise, and just splatter a couple of drops. So there is my little head. So now I'm just going to put in hair again. Let me show you. You just put some glue where you think the hair should be. So there's the little face. I'm going to give her a what do you call that? Bola, a big thing on the head. Now I am really just taking my wet. Because now when this dries, it's gonna, the ones, a fly, the ones that is in the glue is gonna stay. The rest are gonna fall out. So who cares? So once again, use what you have to create what you love, and do not, whatever you do not follow your mind. Your mind will tell you you're crazy. Don't do it. Why do you want to do it? It's crazy. But when you start to follow your heart, it will always lead you to stillness, to excitement, to becoming like a child again who just want to play and enjoy life. You know, that's why we're here in this realm, to start enjoying life, to become like a child, still your mind, listen to the life within you, and just start to enjoy life, because all our needs are met out of the spirit life in us. So whatever you need, when you become still, you can hear the voice, the small still voice of your spiritual father, your life, who will guide you, lead you, so you actually get what you need while you sit and create and still your mind. Yesterday I was just sitting here with coffee, and I was just doing the 3 people, and later I just put black watercolor in, and I was just sitting, you know, but I wrote something there that I want to read. To me, and that's what I'm learning here, I didn't write this, but this spoke to me. To me, all creativity is magic. Ideas start out in the empty void. Listen to the empty void of the head. So ideas start when your mind is, you've lost your mind. You don't have a mind. There's an empty void there, you know. And they end up as a material thing. That's a magical process. Isn't that amazing? To me, all creativity is magic. Ideas start out in the empty void of the head. In the nothingness. You know, there's nothing there. You still the mind. And they end up as a material thing. Look at all these things that I created. Just by starting to still my mind and listen to my heart, to live spontaneously, to create spontaneously, is just a magical thing. Look here. I sewed some leaves on this. I took beautiful photos of leaves in this bucket. You know, I did so many awesome things just after I made peace with still your mind, listen to your heart, and just become spontaneous. just start to be. Just start to allow the life in me to just create and just be, And the awesome thing is, I always thought, oh my goodness, your mind needs to be in control. You need to be in control. You need to know the next step. You need to have a 5-year plan. You had to have a 10-year plan. You might need to make sure your life is turning out as you planned. And it was exhausting. I was in depression. I was in hell, trying to get my life to turn out as I honestly believe with everything in me it should turn out. And it didn't, and I fell apart. It was hellish. And then I started to learn. I've learned how to be content, how to start to take life as it happens, to make peace with my journey. And in the process, I am learning to be at ease. Because I've learned over the last, let's say, 20 years of learning to walk with the spirit life in me, that the spirit life in me is unconditional love. And it's also the life in everything else, and in all my loved ones, and in all the people that I, don't really get along with at that stage, and whatever. Call them my enemies because I didn't like what they're doing, I judged them. They were wrong and I was right. So I had this judgmental spirit. And I had to learn to trust the life in me wholeheartedly, as in a little child trusting its parents. And what I've learned is, oh my goodness, yes, my life's definitely not turning out as planned, but it's much better. What is better than to experience peace and joy in the midst of every situation? Because life in this realm is hard. It's full of ups and downs. It's full of seasons. Look there, my little leaves. They are falling. It's autumn. Trees are losing the leaves. But it's a natural process. And that tree is going to be naked after a while. There's not going to be a color or a leaf or a fruit or anything. And it's going to be cold and what. But guess what? In that winter season, the roots are still growing. So in our winter seasons, in our tough times that we need to go through, we are still growing, learning, unfolding, call it what you will. And the life in us that's unconditional love just grows more and more, becoming stronger, or whatever you want to call it. You can't explain these deep spiritual things with words. So, but look at me. Look what I've created in 5 minutes. Look at the joy that I've generated and the peace. And just by doing this, not thinking ahead, what am I now going to do with this? What's the people going to think? What this, and I'm wasting my time and I'm losing my mind, and go and do something, go and clean the house, go and do this or that. No, I'm ignoring my mind. I'm stilling my mind, and I am just doing what the life in me is prompting me to do. And guess what? I have an art workshop later this afternoon. 2 women are coming. I'll be ready. And it will be fantastic, because we will all learn what we need to learn and go through in that workshop. It's not about, they're going to create the most beautiful painting and go out. Yes, they are going to create a beautiful painting, but that's not what it's about. We're going to learn, grow, be spontaneous, become like a child, lose our minds. And in the process of learning how to walk with the life in us, we're going to create beautiful paintings. And that is what life is about. Love you lots. Is it from Lizetter's lab? And I better drink my pills because husband's going to come and ask, did you drink your pills? Isn't that what love is? Love is not always, bringing me a big bunch of flowers and be doing the big things. It's doing the small things. Just making sure wifey drinks her pills because then she will remember more clearly and feel better and blah, blah, blah. Love you lots. Is it from Zetster's Labs? Thank you for all my new subscribers, friends. A subscriber, that sounds terrible. I mean, my soulmates, my people on this channel that is walking with me at this stage of life. It's amazing. And when it's time to split paths, that's amazing too. You know, each can just do what the life in him is guiding him. So the life is guiding some people onto my channel, some people away from my channel, because we're all on the path, but we're not all on the same place on the path, you know, and that's amazing. So I also had to make peace with that. Leave the other people. They are exactly where they need to be, learning what they need to learn, go through what all I got to do is just live my life, moment by moment, learning what the life is showing me. As I always said, what manifests out of me in a difficult situation? Is it unconditional love, or is it hate, fear, resentment, racism, you know, whatever? What is manifesting in me? That's my problem. So all I can do is work and focus on me and the life in me, and that is how I become more whole and set free and healed. So my journey in this realm is all about me finding and walking and learning to live and walk with the abundant life in me. Love you lots. I'm drinking my pills and my tea.